Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this occasion, I will present to you about my final project in cryptography subject. But before we continue, let me introduce myself. My name is Ahmad Mutawazin, and my standard number is 123-2058. So my final project is about the super encryption of the scissor cipher and Citel cipher. I'm using the Java language program to build this program, and also the NetBeans application to build the Java language. So as you can see here, we have this crypto package that contains three classes for one main classes that which is the main.java, and also two other classes that contain each of the cryptography algorithm. The first one is the cybercipher.java and also the cyber.java. I will explain the three of them after this. So the first one, we have this main.java that contain the input of the user and also the displayment of each of the algorithm initialization. So the first one, we have this java.digital scanner to scan the user input ladder, and we have this header for our application that have four menu here. So the first one is this receiver, site receiver, the super encryption, and also the exit button or exit menu here. After user input their choices, they will be directly navigate into this switch case for the first one, which is the receiver, that will be inputted a string for their encryption and also the shift key for the key in the receiver, and the many columns for the key of the the Citel cipher. And the third menu, we have the super encryption that combining all of those algorithm here. And also for my program, if there is a Z or space value, it will be inputted into a Z string here, or that will be replaced using this replace all function. And the last one, it is the thank you for using the program, and will be exited into the program. Next, I'll explain about each of these algorithms starting from the scissor zipper. So for the encryption, we have this public static final for the string alphabet that contained A until Z. So for my program, I only can encrypt an alphabet starting from A until Z that have 26 character here. Using this function of encrypting data, using the input string and shift key that inputted for the user before, and we will convert all the string into a lowercase so that we can process all of those string without any problem or without any difference. And for the encrypted or the ciphertext here, we have to initialize with 0 or no function or no field here. And using these loops here, we can travel each of the character of the input string here. For the first one or the first ciphertext here, that's equal integer of e that equals 0, that means e are less than the input string length, that e will be continue. To get the position of each character of input string in the alphabet, we're using this integer pos are equal to alphabet that index into a input string dot character at I. I will be explained later. And next we have this get encrypted character for each of the character of the input string. So as you can see here, it is the common function for encrypting in Caesar cipher, which means that integer encrypted position, that it is the shift key that uh, plus with the cipher or the position of the alphabet. So if we have the alphabet of A in our string input, which means it is a 0 here because string are starting from 0. And shift key of 4, for example, So we have a 4 here that modules in the 26, the number of this alphabet. So we have this AR equal into 1, 2, 3, 4. This ER equal into the A, and input it into this character encrypted char, the alphabet of the char number 4. It is the encrypted position number 1. So for the first character at the encrypted position here, or I mean the encrypted string here, this the E. For example, if our first input string it is A and our shift key it is 4, it will be returned into the encrypted string after finishing all of those loops. So for the decryption, so it is exactly the same, but we instead of using a plus, we have to using the -1 to know the decryption or the decrypt position to know our plain text in the ciphertext that we already made before here and will be returned into the decrypted string. So for addition here, I'm using the decrypt pos that equal into 0. So if our decrypt position that less than 0, then it is mean that decrypt position is the alphabet length plus the decrypt position to gain a plus or the positive input. Because if this is a 0 or it is a minus, uh, you can exactly divide it into a minus with 26 here. Then we're going to move into our size Cytel cipher. It's the same like before, using our plain text or the string and also the number of row for the keys. Then the string encoded text here, it is for the initialization of the ciphertext later. So the numbers, if the number of row are more than equal the plain text length, or the numbers row or less equal than 0, it will be replaced or adding a z value here. Then uh, so that our string can be divided into the number of row. So else if it's already can be divided into the number of row here, we will know that the plain text length are modules in the number of row that not not equal into 0, that have the space here for the visualization later. So we have to initialize our number of column that equal to plain text length are divided into the numbers of row. So we have equal size of the columns and rows later on. And for each number of column that already looped into a number of plain text here, that y are equal plus to the number of column that encoded text or the ciphertext that adding into the plain text character at y. This same like before to know the position here, and will be returned into the ciphertext later. So we'll just demo our program here. I'll be run my main program. We have this for menu that I already explained before. So for the first menu, we're gonna string for the encryption PN Veteran Yogyakarta space student here, and for the shift key R4. So as you can see here, so the plain text or the decrypted one are filled this empty space into a Z to connect all of those words here, like UPN and student here. And for the ciphertext, this Z here is not exactly the Z are same are the Z here because it is already been shifted into four length of the alphabet that I already showed before. Then we go to enter here. We going back into our menu here using next I will use the cital saver string. It is the same and okay. And number of columns I think it is just two, and it will be dividing into two columns only. Using the UP and NV are the below and YIGA are the last rows, and it is going to see like his VPN. Next, for the super encryption, it's a student and okay, and the degree of I think 4, and yeah, as you can see, this ciphertext of the Caesar cipher, and this the cital encryption or this ciphertext for the cital encryption here, which have this empty space of this empty space. Then I think that's for me. And for the last, we're going to exit our program. Thank you for using the program. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.